Cast calling for clouds and 80 today, partly cloudy tonight, low 62. Cloudy skies 85 tomorrow for Thursday. Thunderstorms a possibility, high 72. Cloudy skies 62 on Friday, and for Saturday, mostly cloudy, high 65. Overnight low 53. Yesterday's high was 77. Currently, humidity at 94%. Winds are calm. The pressure at 30.11. Cloudy skies right now. We've got 60 here at the WFIW studios east of Fairfield.
Interesting. Somebody has messed with the camera here.
There were several things that were
You're the guy right there. If you can see, you can change my camera.
This one?
Yeah.
There you go.
A little more me, a little less Lori.
There you go.
Lori Robson's here. Thank you for being here, and thank you
You're
for
welcome.
adjusting the camera so that millions of people can identify.
There were several things messed with in the control
Yeah,
room
it looks like
yesterday.
it. Looks like it. Good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, and Lori Robson's here to be with us for the next hour, and she has promised that she would keep us in line. So I got to see. I got to report out on 2 or 3 things. First of all, the Gibber experiment continues, and there was progress last night. I hit the ball straight, not very far, but I hit the ball straight. So Gibber is making progress. I'm
In
trying
golfing,
I'm
right.
trying to
Lesson.
reacquire my golf swing.
There you go.
Prior to the Chamber of Commerce tournament coming up, I don't want to injure
Right.
any other business owners. We need the business here.
Or
Okay?
injure yourself.
No, well,
Swing,
that's a given.
Throw out that bat.
That's
Yeah.
a given. Well, my back I've had 2 surgeries. That's the reason why I wasn't swinging very much.
We're getting a cart that is like a flatbed truck so we can lay on it when he gets hurt.
Roll him over like a beach whale. I gave up on sling. Today I'm going to get cable installed so
Oh,
that
you
I can
gave
get the
up?
cover. I
Okay.
gave up on sling. I just couldn't make it work. Our heartfelt. We want to encourage the local historian to feel better,
Yeah.
and I'm talking about Judith Puckett. Yeah, she apparently had some heart issues. She's fine by all accounts. I always said this about Judith. She's an incredible treasure to Fairfield and Wayne County, and I say that because she has done the painstaking research
She has done the legwork.
Mm-hmm.
to lay down the markers that will be there forever. And I don't know if anybody fully appreciates how much work it is, and that you have to have a passion for it. And she's had the passion for it for decades and
Yeah.
decades.
I had to call her a couple of weeks ago because we remodeled our kitchen. We took out a couple of walls, and inside the walls was a book, some checks, and a hat.
Did you cash the checks?
No, they were all canceled, but they were very interesting because
Yeah.
it was from Mr. Fred Kent. I
Yes.
don't know if
Yeah.
either one of
No,
you know
don't
Fred
tell us.
Kent.
We're outsiders. We've been only here for a while, so you got to tell us.
So Fred Kent was a 4th grade teacher at Center Street, and he was actually my teacher.
Really?
Yes, and so all these checks for him, and if you went through them, Hoffy Motor Sales, Rexall Drugs, I mean, all of these interesting checks.
Neat stuff.
And his hat that he wore every day. So I actually got
Inside the walls?
inside the walls.
How do you think they got in there?
I'm assuming that it was probably in the attic, and through time or movement, they just fell through the walls. But I made a shadow box with it. Everybody thought I was kind of crazy, but
Right.
I'm like, he was my teacher that I really, really liked. And so I called Judith and I said, would you like some of these checks?
Yeah.
So
Perfect.
she's going to look at them.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's
is.
wonderful. Anyway, I hope Judith gets better. I worked with her at Frontier. She was an extraordinary teacher, which I valued as an administrator when you've got somebody that's as good as what she was as a teacher and a better historian. So my best to her. There was a big controversy yesterday on Facebook
The cemetery.
About the cemetery.
About Maple Hill Cemetery.
Here are my thoughts. And I drove through. On the way home, I went through just to see what. And yeah, there's some problems, especially in the lower areas of the cemetery. But here's my question: I have a very difficult time right now keeping up with my yard. That
Right.
thing. How many acres do you think that is, Mark?
Oh, that's got to be, I'm guessing at least 10, if not more.
I bet you it's more. Or no, I bet you it's more.
I bet it's more, too.
Anyway, the point simply is, pick your poison. Do you want? I know everybody wants it cut by Memorial Day when we get a chance
and
to go out.
I think that it will be.
But pick your poison. Do you want it cut, or do you want ruts over your loved ones? Because that's really what the choice is, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah.
And I also wonder this: did the mayor have to learn about this because somebody called and said it was on Facebook, or were the people that were upset about it?
Called him first.
Don't you think that's the way to do it?
That's the polite and that's the proper way to do it.
Boy, it's hard.
I have actually come up with a list of things that you should say on Facebook.
Yes.
Good luck.
Yep.
Congratulations. I'm sorry for your loss.
Yep. Happy birthday.
That's terrible. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary.
Here's my grandkids.
You don't need to say, you don't need to say anything negative on Facebook because that stuff
It becomes-
it's here forever.
It's well.
It's
let me
going
just
to come
say,
back and bite you one of these days.
I think, and Lori, you can chime in on this. I think it's become acceptable to lob grenades from the other side of the wall on Facebook, thinking that it was
You're not going to get called on it.
right, and it doesn't. It's not personal anymore. You can be negative about somebody. Here's somebody. You're looking at me. I do a personal opinion piece 2 minutes every day of the week, so I get all kinds of negative comments. I deserve it. But I'm not so certain when you're in a.
You know what?
The things you say in a text message, Facebook, behind a screen that no one can see you, you don't say in person.
Isn't it? It's easy.
Yeah.
It
And
really is
As
easy.
I think I said the last time I was here, we talked about business 101. You
Yeah.
know, when you have a issue with somebody, you go to that person, and if
Yeah.
it's not satisfied, you go to the person above them and the person above them.
You
and
don't,
just
you don't
protocol.
air it in public.
No.
And I know for a fact those guys at the cemetery, they work hard.
Yeah.
And they do a good job over
yeah,
there.
I'm sure to be
I
done by
mean,
Memorial Day.
they are
or
trying to keep.
better.
They are doing
Every
their
other day we're
best
getting 2 inches of
to
rain.
get it
Right.
taken.
There's no way
taken
you can
care
get
of.
out there.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you have an opinion, you're welcome to join us. This is sort of the show about nothing, but I thought that was something that needed to be said. A new eatery downtown,
Yep. Javaloo.
and they're having a soft opening, and they didn't invite the 2 fat guys that would really talk about it on the radio.
know.
Where's my invitation? Where's your invitation, Mark?
Apparently I didn't get one.
So, I mean, we're the kind of guys that would we would eat. Maybe that's it.
And then
maybe
talk
that's
about it.
And then talk about
Yeah,
it.
but
Maybe
you would
that's
talk
it.
about it.
I'm not sure. Maybe they thought that they wouldn't have enough food for us.
And maybe it's just,
Could be family and close
Fam-
friends
family and
too.
close
I'm sure I know
and-
why they're doing this.
and-
You had it perfectly, Laura. You said that they want to work out any kinks they've got.
Sure.
with-
And I know for a fact that once they get open, they said later in the week, maybe Thursday or Friday, that we'll make our way down there.
I
to
love
try
classic,
it out.
but I love the opportunity to have a second place downtown.
Have a choice, yeah,
A choice. I
Sure.
agree. And as a downtown merchant, I'm sure you feel the same way.
I do.
Guess what I have in my hands?
The bucket of bunk.
Right here, ready to go. In my pork burger stained hands.
Or
Gary,
bacon sizzler.
you got to tell about that. You got to tell about that.
Okay, well, we talked about we won the grill out at the Jasper
Mm-hmm.
PTO bingo. All right. Well, I tried the grill out yesterday. Got some charcoal, tried the grill out. With the gift certificate we got from Johnny's Butcher Block, we went down and bought some bacon sizzlers.
Hey, we tried those, and we actually, yeah.
Okay, so
We
besides,
didn't even know they were existed, and my husband found them up at St. Elmo, and he bought a box.
Oh,
and
I knew about
So
them.
Johnny has them.
And you know what you need to do? Smoke them.
Yeah.
Okay, we're talking about. Okay, I understand bacon. Is it bacon and burger?
No,
is that what it is?
it's sausage and bacon made like a patty. It's a patty.
It's like a pork burger made
but
from
with
bacon.
bacon and sausage. Yeah, it's really good. I think we're going to start offering those on the corner. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's what I'm talking
You know,
about.
We tried 'em out.
After I grilled them out yesterday. I went, man, these are really good. I wonder
They
if-
are.
And the guys, because you were across the street yesterday.
Sure.
at the courthouse, I said, I wonder if I took one of those over there, they'd smoke one. Because I bet that would be extremely good.
All right, today's birthday. We have people who have left us in birthdays. I couldn't find somebody current who's alive who had a birthday today.
It was really interesting.
Yeah.
It was kind of bleh.
Gary Cooper.
Yep. Sergeant York.
yeah.
Yes, Sergeant York, the Virginian. He died in 1961 at the age of 60. These things depress me when I see these people at 60 dying.
Sure.
He was also in High Noon in 1952.
The original High Noon.
Yes.
Yeah, that was not the one with Clint Eastwood.
No.
Yeah, the original.
84 feature films, Gary Cooper. Long marriage, but interesting when you look into the facts. He had a 3-year hiatus. He took a time out. I didn't know you were allowed
Is
to
that
do
called
that.
a midlife crisis?
I think it is. I don't know how you take it. Hey, honey, listen, I'd like to take about 3 years off of this marriage. Is it possible that we could work something out? But that's what he did.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder, though.
Yeah.
He had an affair with Patricia Neal. Remember her? She was
Yeah.
in a number of.
She was in a lot of movies with John Wayne.
Yes, she was. She was in the one where he was a general, and I forget the name of it. But also romantically linked, Gary Cooper, to Ingrid Bergman and Grace Kelly. Gary did well.
Yeah.
Yeah. In that 3 years.
Yes, he did. Well, he squeezed in a few outside of the 3 years as well. 3 Oscars.
3 years weren't quite enough.
Yeah. He came back. And she let him come back. Darren McGavin.
The original.
Hawaii Five-0? Is that Darren McGavin?
No, that was I forget. But no, it's not
Jack
him.
Lord.
That's it. That's who it was. Darren McGavin died in 2006. He was in Billy Madison. That's the most recent thing that he did.
Yep.
He died at 83. That's a more representative age. William Dale Richardson was his real name. Movies through the 1950s, some TV. Mike Hammer he played. He also was in the show Riverboat. Burt Reynolds had a reoccurring role in that. Murphy Brown, he was in that.
Okay.
And Billy Madison, he played the father of Adam Sandler's character. He had 3 wives and 4 kids in his life. Johnny Unitas, Johnny U, the Golden Arm,
You betcha.
died at the age of 69 in 2002. Baltimore
Old number
Colts.
19.
I think he also was with the Chargers at one time.
I think he was.
Late
Yeah.
in his
Late in his
life,
career, he
yeah.
played for the Chargers.
MVP in 59, 64, and 67. Held the record for 52 years for most consecutive games with a touchdown, broke by
Brett Favre?
Drew Brees.
Drew Brees. Okay.
He had a heart attack while working out. So that's what happens, Lori.
There you go. That's why you don't work
if you
out.
don't work out, you never die. I'm just taking this as a lesson. He was best known for what he wore in games.
The high top black shoes.
High top black shoes. You're right. 2 wives, 8 kids. Johnny was productive. Tim Russert died in 2008. He was born on this date in 1950.
The
he
news
was
guy, yeah.
He was the longest serving moderator of Meet the Press, 16 years. He devout Catholic. He had a son, Luke, who now is at NBC and does a lot of work. He was a huge fan of Rolling Rock beer. Of course, all of us are fans of that type of beer, of course. Yeah. Tom Brokaw, in order to honor him, brought an open bottle of Rolling Rock to Tim Russert's funeral.
Oh, no.
An open bottle.
An open
open
bottle.
bottle.
It wasn't an empty
No,
open bottle,
no.
was it? Okay.
Well, it was by the end of the service, I think. All right, on this date in history, the first airplane equipped with a machine gun flew over College Park, Maryland. I'm surprised that wasn't over Fairfield during the Sheldon era. 1940, Winston Churchill became prime minister. 1942, on this date, the Battle of Coral Sea. Japanese and American navies. This is the first time that carriers fought with each other.
Yeah.
Okay, with the planes that were
First
on
time in a naval battle that the 2 opposing forces did not see each other.
That's right, exactly
Oh,
right.
wow.
they were
Yeah.
over the horizon.
Yes.
1958, Howard Johnson set an aircraft altitude record in an F-102, and then he immediately started,
Building hotels.
yes,
Johnson.
and restaurants. You know, a lot of people thought Howard Johnson was in the hotel and restaurant business. Actually, he was in the orange roofing business.
Yeah.
You know,
There were a
people
lot
didn't
of
know
orange
that.
roofs around.
And then Stuckey's was always right next to Howard Johnson's.
Didn't you love Stuckey's when you were on
That's
the
why we
interstate?
stayed at Howard
There-
Johnson's.
there
Because
is
Stuckey's was
still-
there.
A pecan
There is
log?
still a Stuckey's in Johnston City.
No!
There.
Yes.
Along a highway?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Right as you get
Didn't
into
they have a
Johnston
big
City,
sign?
it sits on the
Come
the
in
right.
and get a pecan log?
Yeah.
What's the big deal about a pecan log?
Oh, you haven't had one now.
No, I guess not. 1975. What you need, Lori, is right off of I-50, 64, a big sign saying home of the bacon burger. Or what
Bacon
the
Sizzler?
Bacon Sizzler. I would drive off the interstate 8 miles for that. 1975, President Ford declared an end to the Vietnam War. And for somebody that graduated in 1975, that was a mighty fine
Oh, I bet.
announcement by the president, Gerald Ford. Yeah, I think I had my number already.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not that I was going to college.
My
but
dad did 2 tours in Vietnam.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Wow.
I don't know what he did.
Was he in on the front? Or?
I don't know.
He won't talk about it?
He never would tell me.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think you'd tell your son about your time in Vietnam? I had a friend of mine.
I mean, I've heard some stories
Yeah.
since from some of my, older cousins,
Right.
my uncle, some things like that, but he never would talk about it.
I had a friend who was in supplies, who was in Saigon, and he reached up for something, and there was a fan nearby, and it cut him.
And he got a Purple Heart.
Well, he was trying to get a Purple Heart for hand in the fan combat.
Well, my dad was in the Korean War, and he wouldn't talk about it much until towards the end of his life. He'd start talking about a few stories here or there.
Yeah.
And he was talking about one time they were really, really hungry. And they actually went in town and stole some boxes off of one of the supply trucks because they were just starving. And when they got the boxes home, it was cases of oleo. And so they had to pitch it in the river.
Well, either that or we could butter a lot of things
There you
down.
go.
1941, on this date, Glenn Miller and his orchestra recorded Chattanooga Choo Choo. I watched that movie with Jimmy Stewart this weekend.
Glenn Miller story?
Yeah, cried like a baby. 1970, every time when the little brown jug gets played at the end of the movie,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's just rolling down my face like an old geezer. 1968, on this date, Reginald Dwight changed his name.
Reginald Dwight
Yes.
changed it to Elton John.
You're on the money,
Did
buddy.
you see the promo for his new movie?
No.
Elton John. They have a movie.
I am
out.
looking forward to see that.
I
one.
am too. Yeah.
They had
I
one
wonder.
with Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
There's one with Elton John.
Elton John. It's going to be interesting.
I don't know. I don't know if that'll
That's due
interest
out,
me
I
or
think, in
not.
June, isn't it? June or July.
Something
isn't
like
it?
that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And on this date, in 1998, Steve Perry left.
Journey.
Journey.
My God, he had the best voice in rock and roll, I thought. Don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. He had
Yeah.
a pretty good solo career,
Yeah.
too.
Yes, he did.
Not as big as Journey.
But he doesn't sing anymore, does he? I haven't seen
I
him
think
anywhere.
He did tour with Journey.
Again?
Yeah. Recently.
Okay.
But I think he's since retired again.
So here's the question of the
'Cause
day.
he had some throat issues.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Here's the question of the day, posted yesterday on Facebook. We asked, who is your favorite Bond, Sean Connery or Daniel Craig? Back to the beginning and at the end. And I think Daniel Craig's about to do another movie, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. So anyway, we got votes on it. We'll talk about that, and we'll talk about Bond when we come back from this timeout.
Capital One knows life doesn't alert you about your credit card.
Pitch hitting, the catcher, number 2. Also Karen in row J eating the hot dog. Did you mean to tip 167% yesterday at Le Cafe restaurant? Just checking.
So, meet Eno, the Capital One assistant that catches things that might look wrong, like over-tipping, then sends an alert to your phone and helps you fix it. Eno, another way Capital One is watching out for your money when you're not. Capital One, what's in your wallet? See CapitalOne.com for details. Limitations apply.
911, what's your emergency?
This car, an SUV, it was going across, it went around the barrier and the train. Oh God.
Ma'am, did a train hit an SUV? Is that what happened?
Yes, the train is still going. The train is going and the car, I can't believe it.
You can't judge the speed of an approaching train. That's why the signals are there. Stop. Trains can't. Paid for by NHTSA.
What's Going On is brought to you by Wayne White County's Electric Cooperative in Fairfield, who remind you that hybrid water heaters are the most energy-efficient way to maintain hot water for your home. If you are a Wayne White Electric customer and you purchase a hybrid electric water heater, you can get a $500 incentive rebate check from Wayne White. Learn more about this rebate online at WayneWhiteCoop.com. Here's what's going on Saturday, May the 11th. The FCHS Music Department will have their annual pancake breakfast from 7 to 10:30 a.m. at the First Christian Church in Fairfield. The menu is pancakes, sausage, coffee, juice, and milk to drink. The band, choir, and show choir will all be performing during the breakfast. Advance tickets are $5 and are available from any music department student. Tickets the day of the sale will be $6. And the First Baptist Church in Fairfield will be hosting a chuck wagon meal on Saturday, May the 11th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. The menu will be ham and beans cooked over an open fire, cornbread, coleslaw, dessert, and iced tea to drink. The cost will be by donation, and proceeds will be used to build a shelter in memory of Megan Nichols.
It's here. The Big Deal Store is online and waiting for you to shop and buy gift certificates to local businesses. Go to our station's website, WFIWradio.com, and click on the Big Deals. Here you'll find dozens of gift certificates from places like Gotzi's Restaurant, Patty's Share Magic, Simply Enough Scrubs and Stuff, and Southern Illinois Tile and Carpet Supply. You can shop 24 hours a day and save a ton of money in the process. But you better hurry. You never know how long these deals will last.
Time Capsule, sponsored today by Save-A-Lot Food Store on West Main, Fairfield.
Hi, this is Bill Stevens with another Time Capsule quiz. Which month and year was it when protests and riots erupted at the World Trade Organization conference in Seattle? First Lady Hillary Clinton finally decided whether or not she'd run for senator from New York.
The answer is yes, I intend to run.
8 months after their previous fight ended in a draw, Evander Holyfield and Lennox Lewis duked it out in Las Vegas. This time, the decision was unanimous.
The undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Lennox Lewis.
Chipper Jones and Pudge Rodriguez were picked as baseball's MVPs. Theaters were showing us Toy Story 2, The World Is Not Enough, and Being John Malkovich. Meanwhile, here's what the radio was dishing out. All these songs came out together, but when? The answer and a little taste of the top song from the month and year are coming up.
Swing by the Fairfield Save-A-Lot and take advantage of these great deals as it is the grilling season and they want you to get ready for grilling. USDA inspected family pack beef ribeyes $4.99 a pound. Baby back ribs $2.99 a pound. KC Masterpiece assorted marinades $2.49 in a 16-ounce bottle. And Howdy Smokin' Sauce $3.49 in a 19-ounce bottle. Prices good through Saturday. Good food, great people, great prices at your Save-A-Lot store, West Main and Fairfield.
November 1999.
Savage Garden and I Knew I Loved You, the top song of November 1999. This is Bill Stevens for tcapsule.com. Back soon with another Time Capsule.
Time Capsule has been sponsored today by Save-A-Lot Food Store on West Main, Fairfield.
Over 75 years ago, our town was electrified for the first time. The co-op was started by local people coming together as a community.
Today, we're still working side by side with our co-op to make decisions locally that best serve our area.
And that will benefit not only this generation, but future generations, making sure we'll all have the power we need to grow and flourish right here in our hometown.
Wayne White County's Electric Cooperative, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
The Fairfield Chamber of Commerce, along with the retail merchants, want to invite you to join us in the Pamper Your Mom promotion. From now through May 10th, shop at any participating merchant to enter your grandma, mom, wife, or daughter for a chance to win a floral bouquet filled with 24 gift certificates from local chamber members. This will be a Mother's Day to remember for one lucky mom. Thank you for shopping local this Mother's Day.
Community Connection is now online at WFIWradio.com. Now, not only can you hear the Community Connection after the 7:15 news on WFIW AM 1390 and 103.3 FM, but you can hear it online anytime. If you missed the show, go to WFIWradio.com, then click on About Us, then Community Connection for the latest episodes. You can also catch up on past shows. Community Connection after the 7:15 news on WFIW AM 1390 and FM 103.3, and now online at WFIWradio.com.
We're back on Morning Coffee, and we have Lori Robson with us, and we're going to talk a few minutes about her involvement in the Wayne County CEO program, get an update from her. Also probably want to find out how things are going. She's a new business owner and an entrepreneur. That's not pronounced right.
That's good.
But it's okay.
That's hard to say.
It
Hard
is.
to spell.
She is the barbecue-preneur.
New bacon sizzler.
Yeah, that's coming.
We're going to start.
We've announced that here. That will be coming soon to a.
Oh, boy.
All right. Well, our question for the day was your favorite Bond, Connery or Craig. It was 4-1 on our poll for Sean Connery. You know, huge plurality for Sean Connery. But I pulled out an article where they ranked the Bonds. Now,
the top Bonds?
Yes, from 1 to 6.
Now, there's been 6 different James Bonds.
Yeah, I think so. And you know, these people have no respect whatsoever. This article, which I can't agree with, they have no respect for Pierce Brosnan at all. He's number 6. Do you believe that?
Yeah, I can believe that.
You can? Really?
Yeah.
How about you?
I liked Pierce, but I just liked him, I think, because he was good looking.
That's why my wife
be
likes
honest,
it.
you know?
The truth matter, it doesn't matter what movie he's in. She wants to see it.
sure.
The only thing that comes to my mind when you mention the words Pierce Brosnan,
yes,
Remington Steele.
Yes.
Oh, yes. I
He was
love
good in
that.
that.
And the lady, his assistant.
Well, you're just
There
as
we
bad,
go.
You're just as bad
As I am. That's right.
All right, number 5, George Lazenby.
The first one.
And all I remember about him is that I can't. He cried in the
What
movie.
did he do, like 1 or 2 movies?
He
One or
didn't
two
do very
Bond
many,
movies, I
but
think? 1 or
Bond
2.
doesn't cry.
Right.
There's no crying in Bond movies.
Yeah.
All right, so number 4, Timothy Dalton. I would have put him 6 myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have put him down there.
Number 3, Sean Connery.
That's not right.
I don't think
That
that's right
cannot
either.
be right.
He's the prototypical Bond as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, exactly.
Number 2, Daniel Craig. And the number 1 Bond, according to this article, Roger Moore.
Now, see, I would have put him, flip-flopped him. Connery, Moore, and
You liked
Craig.
Moore. I thought Moore was
liked
good.
Moore
The only
better
thing
than
about
Craig.
the only thing about Craig, I mean, he doesn't ever smile and give you that look like, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like I'm going to seduce you, or I'm
Yeah,
going to take over you, or like that sneaky look.
Right.
I mean, he never smiled. He was always just the fighter, and there's nothing wrong with that. But Sean Connery or Roger Moore kind of had that look where.
And we've rolled through all of the other characters now over the years. The one guy who did all of the gadgets, he was there for years. He went through about 4 of these
Yeah,
guys.
that was good.
Yes, Q. He went through like
Q.
4. Then now they found a guy that looks like he's, a millennial that does that.
Right.
Anyway, but I don't agree with it. But that was our morning question, and that was a resounding victory for Sean Connery.
Sean Connery.
So, what's the latest on the CEO program?
So CEO program, which we didn't get a whole lot talked about it last
That's
time,
okay.
so that's why I wanted to come back,
Yes,
and I'm
well, I'd
glad
love
you
to have
asked
you
me
back.
back. So it looks like we are going to have 6 students from Fairfield High
Good.
School, and 3 from Wayne City, so 9 is what we're looking at right now. It hasn't actually been verified and all of that yet, but that's the applications that we have in. So I'm pretty sure that that's going to work. And we went to, or I have not attended, but some of the board members went to some of the trade shows where the other CEO programs, at the end of the year, they put on their trade show on their product or their service and make a booth and sell their wares or, produce or take appointments for their services. And so a lot of the board members went around to Wabash, Effingham, Mount Vernon CEO and kind of to see how that's all played up. And then, hey, we're ready to roll this summer. Mary Musgrave, who's the facilitator, and I think some of the board members are going to go to kind of like the convention training of that. She'll be ready to go in August, so Looking forward to it.
So 9 students will be in, 6 in Fairfield, 3 in Wayne City. So they won't meet together.
No, they will meet together. And so the thing that we're looking at is trying to find a location that keeps the students from having to drive all the way to Wayne City or all the way to Fairfield. So we're looking at somewhere out in the Boylston area, which we may have a building out there that we could actually meet. And it may be that we actually would meet in Wayne City for 2 weeks and Fairfield in 2 weeks, but kind of give the kids the opportunity to, meet in other businesses, because that's what it is you need to meet in a business. They don't want you meeting in a school.
I guess Lonzo's wouldn't be a good choice.
No, Lonzo's would not be a good choice. Marked out Sims. So, we're really looking forward to it. I think the investors are really looking forward to it. And, as I said the last time, we talked about the jars of hope, didn't we? And there are a lot of, I tell you, some of these students have a lot of great ideas. I want to share a couple with you, if you don't mind. There was a girl, and she is from the Christian County CEO. Her name is Jessica Winters, and she was always involved in horse riding and competitions and things like that. And she loved designing costumes. So her business actually designs horse show jackets for people. And so she actually has a business on that. This other one, Abigail, she's from Dragonwood. I have no idea where that's at. Kokomo CEO.
That would be Indiana.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's what she does. She taps trees and she raises bees to create a line of pure and natural products of syrups, sugar, candies, and creamed and raw honey.
Interesting.
Goes out and taps the tree. Think of that. Yeah. It's out there in nature, and that's what she wanted to do. So, it's just fascinating, the things that the students come up with.
What do you think? Lori, I'm just going to ask your opinion about this. We have we've lost a few businesses downtown.
Yes.
Do you see a correlation between the prospect of 6 or 9 of these people coming up with businesses helping what is our economy in Fairfield and Wayne County?
9, no.
Okay.
6, probably no.
Okay.
Maybe 2, 3.
Right.
There's a lot of students that, as you well know, being from Frontier community, a lot of our students want to get away from Fairfield.
Yes,
and there is nothing wrong with that.
No.
To go out and do your passion, find your job, make a living for yourself and family, there is nothing wrong with that. Wow. But we, like as school teachers or administrators or whatever is, we want you to eventually come back. And that is probably where some of those students, the 6 or 9, may come back in the future. But I think there could possibly be at least 2 or 3 that might have a business and stay right here in Fairfield.
Yeah, I think if you, 9 kids a year, if you get 1 to 2 businesses that are viable every year, I think that's a
huge
great
win.
Success.
Sure.
Of course, we have on our airwaves.
Sure, Stumpy's.
Stumpy's.
Yeah.
He's decided that's going to be his business, and he's using the radio station in a way to market that business. Certainly, if I had a stump in my yard, I guarantee you that's the person I'm going to call because of that support of the radio station. But, that's interesting that, he obviously did some sort of market study to see that there was something like that needed in this region. So there's lots of opportunities out there. It'll be really interesting to see what they come up with.
Oh, it will be.
But that's great. And you're involved with that.
Yep.
You're knee-deep in that. Of course, you work at the high school. And you're also a new business owner.
Yeah.
And so how's that going?
It's going great. Busy.
Well,
I see you everywhere.
Yeah. We're trying to be.
Yes, you are. Let's see here. So I saw you yesterday at the Courthouse Square.
Right.
I saw you Saturday night at Glow Bingo, and that was a mighty fine brisket sandwich, by the way. And so you're getting around now. Are you transitioning from Max's house? What's going on there?
So the building is partially up. And we have started moving some things out there, and hopefully within the next 2 weeks we'll be totally out there. So what our goal is. So yeah.
How's Max doing?
Better.
Good.
Better.
I'm glad he had some rhythm issues.
He
with
did,
his...
and that's great. Back in back in rhythm, and he looks great. I saw him yesterday, and
One of my favorite people.
yeah,
So I'm
he
glad to
looks
hear
great.
that.
Yeah. doing
So,
well.
so let me real fast. I was going to look. I had some things in the file that I wanted to address or talk about real fast. You know, this has a lot to do with eating the bacon sizzlers here in my hand. Norway's new appointed health minister, had a strange first comment. He says, "I believe people should be allowed to smoke, drink, and eat as much meat as they want." The authorities may like to inform, but people already know pretty well what's healthy and what isn't. I believe that everybody should do exactly what they do in moderation.
What's that guy's name? Do you have his name?
Yeah, it's
Send him a thank you card.
Sleevy Listhang.
Okay.
Well, you all know genetics plays a
Yes, it
huge
does.
part in medical issues.
Oh, yeah.
So some people can eat bacon and eggs every single day and not have any problem, and then others can't eat it at all. So
I know my grandparents.
you need to know your
did that.
genetics.
How many times have you read a story about someone turning 110
Three,
or
yeah.
104 or something, and they ask, "Well, what's it? Well, I have a glass of whiskey and a cigar, and I eat bacon and eggs and biscuits with lard every day for every meal."
Yeah.
Where did you go to school, Lori?
I mean, college?
Yeah.
I actually went to Frontier and got my
Yes.
associates there.
Good. God bless you.
I
Okay.
know. Then I went to, drove back and forth to Eastern 3
Okay.
days a week. Got my bachelor's there. Went back to Edwardsville and got a math endorsement, and then back to Eastern to get my master's.
Okay, so you're an Eastern kind of person.
Yes.
You and I are Southern kind of people, right? Turner, I mean, you went to
Sort of.
SIU, right? Oh, you went there one day and you didn't like the parking.
Yeah, I didn't particularly.
Then you went to
care for
Eastern?
it. No, I went to Murray.
Oh,
see,
I didn't
I
realize
started
that.
out in
To Murray
Murray
State.
after high school.
Well,
Only made it a semester. though.
nonetheless, I was just going to mention that the two-time Emmy Award winner Melissa McCarthy is coming
Yes,
back.
I saw that.
Yes, she's going to receive an
SIU.
honorary doctorate at SIU on May and sometime.
Isn't
In
she
May, yeah, graduation.
from this area?
Well, she is known, of course, for her roles. I'm trying to find. She's from a town in Fairfield, not Fairfield, in
Southern Illinois.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. Real
And I
fast.
didn't see it in the article. I saw the
Oh, a
article
native
yesterday.
of Plainfield, Illinois.
Plainfield. Well, that's
That's
not
a little farther up north.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
She came to SIU in 1988 for fashion design and merchandising.
Wow.
And then she left for New York after 2 years at SIU, so she never graduated from there.
She is going to this month.
She is this month. And so, I mean, she's known for Bridesmaids, Tammy, The Heat. I think she just...
Wasn't she in Mike and Molly too? That TV show?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was her
Yeah,
as well.
she's still doing that, I believe, unless it's just all reruns.
It might be reruns. Anyway, she got her first Academy Award nomination for her comedic portrayal as Megan in the popular romantic comedy Bridesmaids.
Mm-hmm.
It also won her a couple of other awards. So SIU, they've had a lot of famous actors from SIU.
Well, you're speaking of Eastern, John Malkovich.
Yeah. Tony Romo. Hey, wait
Tony-
a minute. Tony Romo. Got to get my Dallas Cowboys in there.
Well, not just that. There's like
Well, there's,
3 coaches
Yeah,
from.
coaches. Sean Payton, right?
Yes.
Sean Payton.
Shanahan, isn't it?
Shanahan?
Yeah.
And who's the third?
I don't know. There's a
I
third
don't
one.
either.
All right,
Bob
real fast.
Spoo. I mean, Bob Spoo was the
Yes.
the
Mhm.
head of the the top of the tree there.
Yeah.
The coaching tree.
All right, here's a. We're going to make this into Dear Lori instead of Dear Abby.
Okay.
You're going to have to respond to this.
All right.
Okay. Then we're going to.
take
Then
a
you're going to
break,
get. Then you're going to give us the questions for the trivia, and we're going to take a break. All right. So this person writing to Dear Abby, my father recently passed away. I wanted to be sure I was appropriately dressed for the funeral, so I stopped. I went and got the most conservative outfit I could find. Then I arrived at the service. I was taken aback by my sister-in-law, what she was wearing. I told her I didn't think her dress was appropriate for the occasion. It was skin tight and all lace. I told her that what she was wearing was looking like something worn at a cocktail party. Once the words were out of my mouth, I knew that it wasn't appropriate for me to tell her that. I got an angry call from my brother the next day. What do you think Abby said to this person? What would your comment be to this person? What would your opinion right out of the block as to what she did by making that comment to the lady who wore the cocktail dress to the funeral?
Why
What
are
do you
you
think?
looking at me?
I'm looking at you and I'm looking at Lori. I'm saying either one of you. What do you think she's...
So this was a sister and a
In-law.
sister.
Sister-in-law. Yes. Yes.
So probably to the effect that is it really worth the mention of the issue of the dress, which could strain your relationship with your brother and your
It could.
sister-in-law. And that's,
You're skilled in family matters,
that
aren't you?
is
Very diplomatic.
That's the issue that you would have to really think about. It still may not be appropriate. And somewhere down the line, I'm pretty good at this, but somewhere down the line, you will be able to mention something later on about
Not while it's fresh.
not why it's fresh. You have
Okay.
to pick your battles and you have to pick the time.
My response would have been tough. It was inappropriate.
Okay.
You should have known that.
Okay. Here's what Abby said.
Were you born in a barn or a strip club or what?
You know, when I taught business, my business classes, and I would teach the kids about interviewing and dressing, and I would tell them, look, you do not dress like the girls do on Sex and the City. That is not appropriate business attire, you know? So
Excellent. All right. Well, she said when people are grieving, they sometimes make comments they wouldn't make otherwise.
That's true.
Apologize to both of them for your thoughtlessness and insensitivity and hope they forgive you. So you're wrong.
Well, okay.
Okay, give us the questions real fast. Then we got to take a break.
some trivia. Okay,
Yes.
so last time I was here, we talked about the robber barons. You remember that?
Oh, yes.
How the robber barons got started in Germany and then
Yes.
came to America.
And I believe we failed miserably.
Yes, we did.
You mentioned some of them, and so there were 2 of the top 7 robber barons in America that basically went from rags to riches.
Okay.
You want to try to guess who those were?
All right. Good.
And I can even tell you what business field they were in if that would help you pick them out.
Okay, go ahead.
Shipping and railroad tycoon.
Okay, but what are what you
So from
give the
rags
questions.
to rags to riches, who were the 2 of the original robber barons, self-made men, is
All
what
right.
America says, that went from rags to riches.
Okay, give us the other questions. We won't answer.
Oh,
right
okay,
now. Give
okay,
us the
okay,
other
okay.
questions, and then we'll
Another question. Rockefeller family is. I
Okay.
have some things about that. Is
Right.
political party of the Rockefeller family. And who may have been the only one that went against the original Rockefeller
I can figure
political
that out.
party.
Okay.
And then let's see what else I have. I have all kinds of stuff
good.
about Homestead Act. Have you heard about the Homestead
Yes. Well,
strike?
Okay. That's enough of a preview, don't you think?
Yeah. I
agree.
All right, we'll take a break and we'll come back with
Great.
some trivia.
Mark your calendars. Fairfield Memorial Hospital and the Horizon Healthcare Clinics at Grayville, Fairfield, and Sisney, along with Trinity Health and Wellness in Louisville, will be offering reduced rate lab testing May 20th through 25th. A variety of tests will be offered at reduced rates from $10 to $35 per test, including general health profile, glucose, lipid panel, and hemoglobin A1C. Specific cost dates and times for the reduced lab testing can be found at fairfieldmemorial.org, Facebook, or by calling 618-847-8262.
Carter Turbine Tractor may be new to the neighborhood, but we aren't new to the area. In fact, you probably spot orange up and down the road all over the tri-state every day. We're excited about our new location in Fairfield and would like to celebrate with a grand opening this Friday and Saturday, May 10th and 11th. Come on by and help us show our appreciation with giveaways and free food from our Smokin' Brother grills. There'll be demos on Kubota, Exmark, Lampride, Echo, and Honda and Generac power equipment. That's Friday and Saturday at 105 Airport Road in Fairfield. Hope to see you then.
If you're looking for a new doctor, look no further than the new SSM Health Provider Finder. Search for physicians online based on conditions and treatments, name spellings and pronunciations, and locations near you. What's more, SSM Health doctors are known for taking the time to listen and connect with you. We call this the healing power of presence. You'll find this helpful tool at ssmhealth.com/doctors.
If you're hungry for some delicious Deep South barbecue, then go down to the Big Deal store at WFIWradio.com and purchase the $20 gift certificate for only $14.
School's out. This summer, keep your child active by enrolling them in Kids in Motion Summer Day Camp. Breakfast, lunch, and a snack are provided daily, along fun activities like swimming, skating, bowling, and so much more. We'll even include a sibling discount. So come join us May 28th to August 2nd at the First Baptist Church in Fairfield. Pre-registration is April 29th or on May 2nd, 6th, and 9th from 3:45 to 5:30 at the Fairfield Public Library, or call me, Suzanne Doggett, at 919-0628. We are the place for hot sun and cool kids.
Ladies, spring has arrived. Stylish haircuts, perms, and beautiful highlights are waiting for you at Patty Sure Magic in Fairfield across from the fairgrounds. Men, we haven't forgotten about you. We're the home of the $10 haircut. We're open Monday through Saturday for your convenience. Handicap accessible. Don't forget to come and see Patty, Hannah, or Casey. Walk-ins are always welcome. Call us at 842-3076.
We're celebrating 39 years of passion for fashion, and the women in our lives at Carnaby Square give her meaningful, expressive jewelry from Carnaby like a piece with semi-precious stones carrying qualities that empower her when she wears it. Or Brighton's Interlock collection features the never-ending twist of Celtic knots that symbolize eternal friendship and love. Plus, buy any combination of 2 Brighton necklaces, bracelets, or timepieces, and any Brighton earring of equal or lesser value are free through May 11th at Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield.
Time for that radar weather. It is brought to you this morning by Stumpy's.
Are you tired of mowing around or looking at that ugly tree stump in your yard? Removing a tree stump doesn't have to be a burden. Stumpy's can make the process quick and easy. A local business started by Clay Marks through the Mount Carmel CEO program offers free estimates, cheap rates, cleanup, and no mess after the job is completed. Clay guarantees you'll be happy with his work, so call him today at 838-0635. That's 838-0635.
Forecast calling for clouds today with a high 80. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 62. Cloudy skies 85 tomorrow for Thursday. Thunderstorms a possibility, high 72. Cloudy skies 62 on Friday. For Saturday, mostly cloudy skies, high 65. Overnight low was 53. Yesterday's high 77. Currently, humidity at 94%. Winds out of the calm. The pressure at 30.11 and holding. Right now, we've got overcast skies, now 67 here at the WFIW studios east of Fairfield. Radar weather showing the little pop-up storms down to the south and west of us at this moment. Radar weather has been brought to you by Stumpy's. You can contact Clay Marks on Facebook or give him a call at 868-0635. He'll get your free estimate and help whip your yard back into shape.
Wanted to mention on our Big Deal store, that is when you go on WFIWradio.com in the upper right-hand corner, you can click on Big Deals. We've got this incredible deal. If you're looking for a rocker recliner, this is plush, and it's an incredible deal. Right now, at Ubinger's, the value of this red recliner is $530, but if you go to the Big Deals, you can buy this recliner for only $265. We've cut it down to half price. You can go in. It's very easy to do. All you have to do is do a couple of clicks, and we give you certificates to go up and pick up your recliner at Ubinger's. So if you're looking for a rocker recliner, you're not going to find a better deal than this, and I just want you to know that, and I recommend you do that.
All righty.
So go ahead, fire away.
Okay, so back to
Lori Robson's with us.
Back to our self-made men in America when we first got started. So out of the top 7, who were two out of the top 7 that basically went from rags to riches?
Okay, well, I would think maybe one of them might have been Henry Ford, but I'm trying to think. Who else?
And he actually wasn't in the top 7.
He's not in the top 7.
Andrew Carnegie and J. Paul Getty.
So I think
Not
Carnegie,
bad.
yes, Carnegie was one. What was his claim to fame as far as the business?
Steel, wasn't it?
Steel, yeah. He
and
actually
libraries. He's got his name on libraries all over the country.
He does,
Yeah,
yes.
the Carnegie unit.
He actually started as a bobbin boy.
What's a bobbin boy?
I have no idea. I
That
don't know
has-
if
that
that's
has-
in a
well, that
sewing
has-
machine
I was
or
gonna say,
a.
that has to be in some of those sewing factories they used to have in New York City.
So you'd have to bring over and put the bobbin in.
Yeah.
Help the ladies.
Yeah. Maybe he had-
So he was a bobbin boy and then came in the steel industry.
Okay, so he got two of them right.
Yeah. So one, though, shipping and railroad tycoon. Who would that be? Rags to riches.
Shipping and railroad.
And there were a lot of railroad tycoons. I mean, in the top 7. A
Sure.
lot of them were involved in railroad.
I'm
If I
lost.
said Anderson Cooper,
Oh, Gloria Vanderbilt?
Cornelius Vanderbilt.
Okay, so her father or her
Her,
grandfather?
yes, one of those, yes. So he basically.
Gloria Vanderbilt is
Mhm.
Anderson Cooper's mom.
He started with nothing, and then he went and became the railroad. I know, isn't that interesting? And then always like to talk about Rockefeller because Rockefeller, in my business background, you learn about the Rockefeller and the Standard Oil and
Right.
the monopolies, right? Because
Yes.
that's the first thing you learn in business is about monopolies. So John D. Rockefeller, of course, there are a lot of John D. Rockefellers in the world. And I mentioned about the political party. So what, as you probably know, because we had a vice president,
Yeah, well,
right? Rockefeller, Nelson.
Nelson Rockefeller was a Republican, but I don't know if all the Rockefellers would have been Republican. I think he might have been the outlier.
Actually, they were typically all Republicans
Okay.
until this latest one, who was a senator, John D. Rockefeller IV, and he went by J.
Yes.
And he actually was
So
a
West
Republican.
Virginia? West Virginia?
Yes.
Yes.
Was a Republican, and then I don't know if he decided he couldn't win as a Republican, but he went to the Democratic side and won as a Democrat. And a little interesting because my son-in-law worked for him out on the Hill.
Probably
so.
having to put tachometers on the rest of the Rockefellers' caskets. That probably is not something that goes over big in the family.
Yeah. So my son-in-law worked for Rockefeller, so I always think that's another reason why I think it's kind of interesting to learn about that. And he worked on the Hill for a lot of years, and
Lots of old money there.
lots of old money. So did a lot of things. So I thought that was very interesting.
Nelson Rockefeller really wasn't he? I'm trying to think of the president. Was it Ford that he was the vice president?
I believe that's
Yeah,
I believe that's
you're
right.
right,
I believe
yeah.
that's right. Who was the sage of Troy?
The Sage of Troy.
Another
Doesn't-
self-made man.
Doesn't ring a bell. How about you?
No.
I have never heard of this person. It was Russell Sage. He was a banker, railroad builder, an executive, Whig politician. And
Whig?
Whig. He had an
we're going
interesting
back a ways.
background. He was violated the usury laws. Do you know what the usury laws are?
Nope.
Usury laws are where you charge an enormous interest rate for
Okay.
loans. So he was charged with gouging
He was
people
a shark.
on interest. That's how he made his money. But the interesting
He
thing
had a guy
was
named Vinny working for him.
he somebody attempted to assassinate him, and he actually pulled someone in front of him who got the bullets.
Oh,
And
that would have been Vinny.
that person sued him for medical things and all this, and he was supposed to pay, and he never paid.
Oh, he guys probably got
That
his
was
knees
kind of
broken.
that.
Yeah, that's
You
what I
talk
would
about being a robber baron. He wasn't going to give up his money for anything. Saved his
Yeah.
life, but
You're gonna swim with the fishes.
yeah. I have one last
All right,
thing.
all right.
I just
All right, go
it's not maybe really trivia, but I want to just briefly go back to CEO that Craig Linval, who is
Yeah.
actually
know
ahead
all
of
about
that.
him.
You
I
know
know Craig,
Craig.
yeah.
He has written a book called Things You Wish You Knew Yesterday, and very interesting book. And there was one chapter in here I thought was interesting. And the name of the chapter, the title is "Life Ain't No Laser Beam." So what do you think he means? That's your trivia. What do you think he means by that?
There's no straight way to the top.
You have got it. And he talked about how, isn't he good?
He's very good.
Students think they'll graduate from high school, go to college, graduate, get a job, get married. It's all in a straight line. It's all
Never.
planned out for them. They don't realize that there's dips and waves and curves like a roller coaster that's going to lead you different ways. And
I didn't get my bachelor's degree until I was 29.
yeah,
You know, I mean,
35 here, so,
I meandered through and made excuses for why I didn't have one for 11 years, and finally decided I had to get it.
Life happens, sometimes.
does
You can
happen.
still reach your goal. It's just life happens and you may have to go a different way than what you planned. So I
I've been
just thought that was
meandering for
interesting.
35, 40 years.
Yeah.
You continue to meander.
Yeah, I do.
You a meanderer. All right, Lori, thank you for coming in and being a part of this. And so everything's going well with the business. I'm glad to hear that because we love your food. And the CEO program, the takeaway from this is that the first class has been formed, and we're going forward with it. And in the meantime, people can look forward to seeing those folks around town.
And maybe supporting them in their business or their service. So, hey.
They're going to be shadowing a lot of people.
Oh, yes, they will.
Well,
yes,
I know a couple people they need to shadow. Okay, so I can recommend that.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Lori, for being here. Lori Robson here with us this morning, and I'll put up another question sometime today, and we hope you join us tomorrow morning on Morning Coffee.
Want the wow factor this Mother's Day? Brighton jewelry collections like Ferrara, Pretty Tough, and Barbados coordinate with footwear, shoulder bags, organizers, crossbodies, and wallets at Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield. Wow!
It's what you've been looking for. WFIW-FM Fairfield, Illinois, and WFIWradio.com, the news leader in southeastern Illinois.
Time now for the news, brought to you by Boyd Furniture and Mattress Center in downtown Wayne City. 5 showrooms, pictures and prices at BoydFurniture.com, and follow them on Facebook.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Hoping to negotiate access to the unredacted special